Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Corina and today I'm so excited to talk to you guys about our mid-year check-in. Now, I shared at the beginning of this year some financial goals that we had for ourselves, and I'm excited to share with you guys where we are at so far, as well as kind of what has changed in those goals and what has changed for the better or for the worst. So let's go ahead and get right into chatting about our year so far. Okay, so before we get started, I cannot believe that it is halfway through the year already. I think that is crazy, and I want to know where the time went. Okay. Let's get into talking about our goals. So I have a few notes here to share with you guys because we've gotten some questions over the past few months that I want to make sure I address so that you guys know where we're coming from, what our goals are, and kind of where we are in this process. So my husband and I follow Dave Ramsey's baby steps system. We have been working on the baby steps for about 19 months, I would say, since basically November of 2015. When we started, we were not making much of anything as far as income. During this time, our income has actually doubled, and that just recently happened. So in the past 6 weeks, our income doubled, both mine and my husband's. And so we are at a point now where things are just like absolutely crazy. Like, I cannot even believe that happened. Like, my husband got a raise and we were super excited and we knew things were going to change. And then I started a new position and accepted a new position. And when we sat down and looked at the offer that I had been offered for this job, we realized, holy smokes, like, our income literally just doubled for both of us, with us combined, with the combined efforts there. So really incredible, totally just amazing. And I don't know if you guys listen to Dave Ramsey's podcast, but I do, and I have ever since we started this journey. And I always hear him ask people when they call in to do their debt-free screams, like what their income range was while they were paying off debt. And literally a lot of people, it goes from like pretty low and like doubles. So it's amazing. And I always would hear those and think, oh my gosh, if we had that kind of income, like, yeah, we'd be getting through this like in, 21 months too. And that, first of all, we cannot compare, right? We can't compare our journeys because everyone is different. Every situation is different. But I can honestly say that we are super excited and just really looking forward to utilizing this larger shovel that we have to really knock out the rest of these goals. So let's get into the other questions that we have. So one question that we have is which baby step are we on? We are on baby step number 2, which is probably the most difficult baby step. It's paying off all of your debts from smallest to largest using the snowball method. And the snowball method is you take the minimum payment on your smallest debt and whatever extra you can possibly pay onto that debt. And once that small debt is paid off, you roll all of that payment onto the next smallest debt. And you just continue the cycle until all of your debts are paid off. So that is where we are. We're pretty much right in the middle of it. I would say, like, numbers wise, we're towards the end, but as far as like the amount owed, we are probably like right in the middle of that process. So that leads us to the next question, which is how many debts have we paid this year? So this year we've actually only paid off 2 debts, and because we're getting now to the middle of, like I said, our snowball, kind of like our hierarchy of debts, the debts that we're paying off now are larger. And like I said, we just got a huge increase in income, and prior to this we were literally scrimping and really living on like beans and rice and very like little to get our debts paid off. And so every dollar that we put towards our debt was huge for us. It meant so much, and it meant a lot of extra sacrifice and extra work hours. And I, just for a little bit of a backstory, last November I was offered a position. I was told it was going to be, full-time. I was going to have full benefits. It was going to be a certain amount of hours each month, well, full-time, or each week, so the 40 hours a week. And literally I did not work a single 40-hour week the whole time I was there. I was there about 6 months, and everything that I was told in the interview process just did not pan out. And It was really unfortunate because it's a company that I really enjoyed, but they're just in a really odd place right now, and so they're making a lot of promises and kind of over promising things and not being able to deliver. And so that is why I had to find a new job, and thankfully what I found was the fulfillment of all of those old promises, right? And so we're now at a place where we're able to really focus our money and just have a larger shovel, like Dave Ramsey likes to say, whatever the amount of money that you're putting in towards your debt, that's your shovel, whether you have a baby shovel or a large shovel, it's all relative. So now we have a larger shovel to put towards our debts. So yeah, so far we paid off 2 this year. In total, since starting our journey, we've paid off 6. And like I said, when we started this, we were making very little. Once we're done with baby step 2, I'll probably tell you guys how much our income was so you can see what the actual differences were, as well as show you like our real life budgets, because it kind of took a miracle. Like it was pretty significant. And so if you are out there and you are like, oh my gosh, like we have this tiny income and how are we gonna make this happen? I promise you, you can do it. Definitely apply yourself and make the necessary sacrifices, because it will be worth it and it will pay off. Okay guys, so the last question I want to answer about our baby step process is, when will we be done with baby step number 2? Now this is a little bit tricky. We're actually going to take baby step 2 in 2 different phases. The first one is the phase that we're in right now, which is paying off all of our credit cards and my husband's student loans. The second phase is going to be paying off my car. Now we are working on that first phase right now. Will be done in November of this year, which is super amazing. That is our plan right now, is to finish up the first phase of our baby step number 2, and then in the beginning of next year start on baby step number 2B for us and knock that out of the park. We'll also be cash flowing a new car for my husband as well, because his car is, it's not like super old. It's creeping up on 10 years old right now, and it just needs some TLC. So he's gonna be ready for like a big boy like car pretty soon, I think. So we'll see when that happens. Okay guys, and as far as our other goals, we had shared some things like wanting to move to a different place. We decided to nix that in just for the meantime, because we are so close to getting done with baby step number 2. That we decided to just kind of sit still and grin and bear it for the next few months, the next 5 months really. And then once that happens, to kind of reevaluate our situation. But I don't think we'll actually be moving from our apartment currently. We talked about it, and my husband said that he's gonna be happy here as long as I'm happy here. And so we are just kind of making things work and making adjustments. Thankfully, it's a really roomy 1-bedroom, so it accommodates people really nicely. So it's not something that is like a space constraint at all. So we are here for the interim. So the other thing that we had recently talked about was when we shared about our budget meeting, and 3 things that we go over in our budget meeting was, we mentioned going to Disneyland. We decided to put that on the back burner as well, and to just focus all of our extra income to baby step number 2A for the rest of this year. And then we're going to reevaluate Disney at the end of the year once our credit cards are paid off and my husband's student loans are paid off, and kind of see where things are, and if we can get a trip in for 2018, or if we will just be planning for our 5-year anniversary trip, which will be next year also. So guys, that is everything so far for our year. That is our mid-year check-in. So I hope it encourages you, no matter what step you're on, that progress is progress is progress, and as long as you're making progress, that is what is important. So thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to know what baby step you're on and where you are feeling about the year so far. If you feel like you're right on track with your goals, you're a little bit ahead, or if you're a little bit behind and have some work to do to catch up. I know you can catch up, so don't fear that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to see me next time. Have an amazing day, friends, and a happy weekend, and happy budgeting.